My camera is so wonky. You think I'd be able to afford furniture that was straight, but oh no, that's not how we roll here. Today's video, I cannot remember who asked me this. For the life of me, I don't know who to give credit to, but somebody asked me this and I just don't remember who. I think they might have tweeted me. I think it wasn't an email, which I think they might have tweeted me, which is why I don't have a clue. But I'm not taking credit for this. Somebody asked me. So what happens when you declare your undying love for somebody that you're friends with and they don't feel the same way back? Oh my God, how many times have we been in this situation? The way I see it is you've got two options, and this is gonna be a quick video. First of all, you just get over it, you move on, and you maintain a friendship with them. You don't bitch about it when they get a girlfriend, you don't bitch about it if they get a boyfriend, you don't cry about it if they talk about someone else, because you've made the decision to carry on being friends with them. Or the other decision is you just walk away from them. If you can't deal with it, I think you go and take some time away from them, you get over it, you just stop spending as much time with them and hope that the feelings will kind of disappear a little bit. I don't really have much to say apart from that, because the way I see it is if you really do think that you love somebody, or you really have a crush on them and it's just something that you're thinking about all the time, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you just have to be with them, then I think becoming friends with them and them knowing about it will put you in a very awkward position, because I think the more time you spend with them, the more you're going to like them, and I think that's just logical. Unless you're really sensible and you know reality's hit you and you know nothing's going to happen between you and this person, in which case you can just start to move forward with your life and start to accept that nothing's going to happen. I think it takes a very strong person to accept that and just be able to move on, because if you agree to be friends, if they start dating someone else, or if they start liking someone else, or if they start telling you about someone else, then you are inevitably going to be very, very jealous, and I think that is a really, really hard thing to do. So what I propose you do is step away from them, say, you know what, I'd absolutely love to be friends with you eventually. Right now I don't want to hurt myself anymore, and I'm not in a position to just be friends with you and act like this didn't happen. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a step back, I'm just going to spend a bit of time alone, I'm going to try and meet new people, mingle, talk to other friends, just get that person out of your mind until your feelings just don't feel the same, until when you think about them, you're not like pining and like butterflies in your stomach, you're just thinking, oh, okay, that person, yeah, that I once like was friends with. It's very hard if you're at school with them, because if you're at school with them, then obviously you're going to see them every day, but I still think there's the option to kind of step back and not spend as much time with them, even though you really want to, and that's going to be the hardest thing to deal with. You're going to want to spend time with them because you're going to think in your head, if I spend time with them, they might change their mind, they might want to be with me, they might end up liking me, I can convince this person to like me just by spending a bit more time, I can make an effort, I can get my hair done, I can make sure I look really good and try and get this person to see me in a different light, when theoretically that could happen. But I think if you go to the same school, they're going to see you anyway, and maybe the distance might make them miss you. I don't know. I just think you have to put yourself first in that situation. You have to think about how your feelings and are, you've got to basically make sure that you don't feel any worse about the situation, because I think this is something that every single person pretty much has been through. And unless you look like Nicole Scherzinger, or unless you can get any man that you want, I'm pretty sure every person has been the victim of unrequited love, where you've declared your love for someone or you really like someone and they just don't feel the same way. And it may be that they just haven't seen you in that way before, or they haven't thought of you in that way. Doesn't mean you're not compatible, it just means they haven't seen you in that way. So maybe planting that seed for them and letting them know that you like them and you see them in a different way, and then stepping back could make them kind of think a little bit about how your friendship is and how much you get on and things you've got in common. But if you've got a really, really, really good friend and it's like your best friend and it's someone that you spend a lot of time with, think about the risk of dating them and then it not working out, especially if you're best friends and you do everything together. Then there's a risk that if the relationship doesn't work out, it will ruin your friendship as well. I think when you're at school, this stuff seems like a really big deal, but when you leave school and you go out into the real world and you start living your life and you start having different relationships and more mature relationships, you'll kind of realize that actually you had to go through all that stuff because it's normal. And I would just say, whatever you do, think about yourself first. Put yourself first. Think about about yourself, stop yourself getting hurt. And if it means taking that step back and not spending as much time with that person, especially if they've made it quite clear they don't feel the same way, then I think really you should do that, because it's going to stop you getting hurt in the future. Imagine you spend every single day with them hoping they're going to change their mind, and then they get a new girlfriend. How are you going to do? How are you going to feel? It's going to be a disaster. So that is my very quick 5 minutes on what you should do if you tell somebody that you like them and they don't feel the same way and you're friends with them, how to retain a normal relationship. It's basically down to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any more requests below. Also, I'm going to do a Q&A with my boyfriend. So if you have any questions for us specifically, please put them down below. And if there's anything I can answer without him, then I'll make a whole separate video if I think it needs a whole separate video. So I will see you guys next video. Love you lots, and thank you so much if you stayed until the end of this video.